guys, MUR-LOCK 68 here. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm revisiting this Brady Safe Key Lockout. For those of you who haven't had an opportunity to play with this thing, it's interesting in a lot of ways. You guys know that I did this out of package for Lotto Lock Tuesday and gutted it. Let me tell you, it was quite the interesting experience to get this thing back together. So these are the couple of things that I've noted, and then further to that, I'm actually going to try to demonstrate what I'm going to explain. So I don't know how long the video is going to go, but so be it. Key retaining gets you open. Herein lie where the problem is now. If you pick it, you have to pick it back for the lock to be functional. If you don't, your only other option is to gut it, the way I did. And it's not an easy thing putting it back together. There are a lot of variables. This steel plate, there's a steel plate, and then you got that rubber winter guard, or that rubber guard there. And this plate and that rubber guard interact together, and there is the possibility that you could separate those two the way I did when I thought that I had a false set and I thought that the lock was open when it wasn't. So what I figured is, number one, tension is key, and this is what I found that works the best, is the Z-bar. So first things first, I'll try to pick it again. Doesn't matter. You're gonna have to move your Z-bar at some point, so let's get started. I'm gonna try to see if I can get into it. It's a tricky lock, I want to tell you that. Okay, so I'm not feeling anything now. I'm just going to switch over to the other side. Slowly, until I do get some movement. You're going to have to be patient. It's not going to happen right away. With this tension wrench inserted all the way down, you don't have to worry about dislodging that plate. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the other side again, and I'm going to keep rinse and repeat. The other thing I notice is when you just slide the pick down, the first thing that you hit is that rubber window. So you got to kind of push the rubber window out of the way so you can find those pins. And how do you know you're on the pins? Well, you should know. You should be able to feel them springing up and down, right? We'll switch that over again. Okay, had a little tiny movement there. You don't need to go too heavy on the tension. Okay, switch it over. Might seem okay, now I've got the movement on the core that I wanted. So I know that I'm at maybe one away from getting the open. So just keep going. And again, I'll say that window kind of gets in your way a little bit. So now, like I said, I should be one away from getting in. My tension slipped there. So just keep going till you find that binder. I've got one stuck here. I'm not sure if that's going to be the one. I think it's the one in the corner, so I'm going to come back to this side, position my tension wrench in the corner there. Let's see if I can get it from slipping on me. The other side doesn't typically work as well. It's too thick. Let's see. We're almost there. Okay. All right, one more time. And there we go. We got the open, and that's a lot quicker than 37 minutes or whatever it took me the last time. So now here's your problem. You're open. Do not put your tension wrench in and force it. It just doesn't work. You're gonna have to pick it again. So let's do that. Close it. So we're going to pick it again and use the same technique. Okay, make sure that your shackle's in. Plays a big role. Make sure your shackle is in. And just keep doing the same thing you're doing when you're picking it. You switch your shackle position, your tensioner position. Okay, a little bit of movement. I'm going to bring it to the top now. Okay, not a lot of tension. Maintain the integrity of the position of that shackle. Make sure that you have it in. Okay. I think one of these pins in this corner is holding me back. Okay. All right, we're almost there, and I can tell you that I'm not fully there, and I'll tell you why. Because I cannot get the key in yet. So don't be fooled when you get to this position to think that you are now back to where you should be. No, it has to be perfectly straight. Okay? Because this is where you're going to run into a problem. If you try to force it, you're going to break it. Okay? And I found this, for some reason, to be the trickiest point, is getting it perfectly. Typically, it's one pin. One of those sliders is not in the correct position. So you just keep going back and forth. See, it's already locked, but it's locked but not working correctly. The key will not enter. So we need to get this keyway in its correct position. I'm suspecting it's this far upper pin. I think that's what it's going to be, but not 100% sure yet. So let's keep going. out a little bit there. Let's check this one. One. Yeah, we got a binder there. And you're gonna know when you're back to center, because you're gonna feel that last little turn in the core. And I find that this takes the longest for whatever reason. Okay, so we are already locked, it's just that it's not functional. And there we go. You heard the click. We're back, but most importantly, we've got our functional lock again. So, and just so I'm clear, this is between having to reassemble, playing with it. It's a couple hours to figure this thing out. I thought I'd share it with you again today. So the couple of things to keep in mind is, if you pick it, you have two choices. Gut it, which is a bad choice, or pick it backwards. When you're picking it backwards, be patient, especially when you get to that last step where you look at it and say, oh, well, it looks like it's closed. That's how it's got to be. It's got to be perfectly straight, or else the key will not go in. If the key doesn't go in, don't force it. The reason I say that, that plate is very, very thin and can be damaged very, very easily by you forcing it. So, guys, that's my update. Hopefully it helps out for anybody in the future. Those are your two choices. Pick it back to close it, get it functional, or pick it and gut it. The other thing is when you gut it, and as you're putting it back together, the key must be in place as you're putting the core back in the body. Then you rotate it. So there's a lot of tricks to that as well. But hopefully this helps out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. Revisiting the Brady Safe Key, guys. Thanks. Stay well. Practice patience, perseverance. We'll see you in the next one.